Welcome, welcome to this space. Today is Saturday service day. After a little bit that I was out of sight because of COVID. Yes, I got COVID. Let me wait a little bit just to know if the sound it's okay, and then we'll go with the flow. There are certain teams that I wanted to share, things about what happened to me, things that I haven't seen with my friends, with my clients, in my dreams, in my own guidance, and then we'll go with the flow. Please let me know if you guys can, hey, if you guys can know that's if the sound it's okay. Give me a second. And I think we're good. Yes, it looks like the sound it's okay. Thank you all for being here, and I think I'm going to go with questions in a little bit. I wanted to share first of all what happened to me. I haven't been vaccinated. I haven't been working with my body, my keys, my alimentation, everything, and I got COVID. And the interesting thing I wanted to share it is I actually saw at the energy level what happened. I was next to someone who was just being vaccinated, and then I was in my yoga class and I could literally see like spores of darkness enter into my body. And at that moment it felt, of course, like an attack, and I saw how my body exploded like if I was being lacerated, let's say, and then I freak out and then I attack back. It was sort of like an instinct, and certainly we read, we see things happen at the energy level, but one thing it is to know that we are energy beings and we are exchanging light or dark all the time. But another thing it is to physically see. So when that happened to me, I instantly feel like fading, like dizzy, and then I feel like all over the place. And then the second thing that I noticed, it was like I was completely disconnected from my body. My body was like in a war zone, even though I had, according to the doctors, the mildest level of COVID. For me, and seeing how my body was struggling, it was really a a challenging experience, but at the same time I learned a lot. I was kind of like channeling like 24/7, and I don't think I even had the opportunity to be in command of what I wanted, if that makes sense. I was like completely out of place. Like I could see my guys like all over me, and then I was seeing like images of me like volunteering, like saying yes. I wanted to have COVID because I wanted to learn faith and trust and whatever. And then I was just like, okay, so what's happening to me? And then my body was like freaking out. So I had to let go all expectations, all the things that we know we're good at it, and the things that we don't, we're not good at it. It was just like a completely, how do I say that? Like when you move like into another country and then everything is new and then you have like no nothing. But at the same time, I couldn't take care of myself because it was sort of like a revolution at the energy level. And then if I was going to tune into myself, I literally saw like a million pieces like expanded like all over the place. And then I was like, okay, what the hell's going on? And then I was going into different stages, honestly. I'm being so honest, between being scared and trusting and knowing that everything was okay, because between not being to take care of yourself that the normally way you do, like not even standing up or breathing, it would stress my body in such a way that I would just get scared. And not because I'm afraid to die, because at some moments I said, if I die, so be it. Because the pain was so great that you see just like, okay, just go ahead. That's it. But we have survivor mechanisms that get active out of the blue for certain reasons. I hope that makes sense. So I learned few things, and I'm being completely honest because there is no point or faking it online. I know many people are going to go through COVID and other scary things like maybe losing your job or maybe going through a divorce or a lot of things. So this is just like an example that I think I wanted to experience because it was going out of my comfort zone, especially financially, because I had to stop working all the things, all the plans that I had, like a good Virgo. I was planning ahead and organizing the course, the things, whatever, whatever, and then okay, boom, you're sick, and then I was just like, I'm sick? What are you talking about? Yes, and then you have to do some exams and things. And then I was just like, I don't think I even had time to think how I was going to pay for it because if you guys know, I live from the page. I have no other work, whether the services, your donations, things. But it was just like too much that I said, I'll just go with the flow. I hope that makes sense. There is sort of a degree when everything, my cat is doing some noises, I do apologize for it. When things go in chaos or out of the blue or you feel challenged, there is a degree with there is nothing you could do, just like allowing yourself to fall, if that makes sense. And this is what I sort of did. I just kind of like give up and said, okay, whatever, I'll just embrace it. The hardest part it was breathing because in my case what I learned it is just like not one COVID, it's just like many different type of COVID, and maybe you get vaccinated with one pattern but maybe you got other. It's kind of like a smart mm, darkness program that will invade your body in a way that will weak you just like uniquely for you. So there are people that have like ear infections and the lungs, other in the pancreas. There was like a lot of things going on, and I learned that we all had different patterns, at least in my city in Mexico. Like for example, I had no fever, no normal signs other than I couldn't breathe. And when I couldn't breathe, it was because my body was stressing out, and the only thing I could give it was to do like a mantra. So I was doing like I can breathe light, I can breathe light, I can breathe light. And I was kind of like choking myself and then breathing and trying to focus on breathing the light anchor me so I would just give myself a break. Not my consciousness, because my consciousness, we know things, we are ancient souls, we have been here before, we have been in other planets, blah blah blah, we know how to do things, we are smart, we are unique beings of light, blah blah blah. But our body is still in 3D and core in the physical. This is something that I really experienced, and I'm going to be very honest. So I kind of knew I was fine. I was seeing my guides, like lots of doctors, lots of Victorian things, like angels doing things, and I was just like, okay, so where we are going, what's happening? And then I was seeing lots of images. Oh my God, in the hospital, there are lots of guys, lots of angels, lots of things happening with the people is struggling, not only with COVID, people with cancer, people with a lot of things. And I said, oh my God, that is really like a very strong assistance for all of us that we have no idea. There are like millions and millions of guides, and each nurse and doctor and x-ray assistants had like 4 or 5 beams of the light trying to assess and tell the people that and tell to do that. And I was just like, oh my God, it's such an amazing miracle that we are in disease or in whatever situation. We're clueless about all the things that are going in between. And for me, it was kind of like magical, but at the same time, sometimes my survivor mood, my fears were being activated, and I was just like choking, trying to breathe, and it still happened. And I was going into the mantra. So it was a practice to, first of all, have faith that it was all going to be okay. And I know that it was a life that I said, if I got COVID, I will embrace it and I'll go for it. So I manifested that. And what I saw, it was because after Thanksgiving, my whole family got it. My whole family, but without symptoms. Not even my mom. I was the only one that was sick, and I saw that I volunteered, that I said, you know what, I'm gonna go it for the whole family, because my sister is pregnant, because my mom is old, because of my kids, whatever. So sometimes we're gonna go through challenging times because we feel that we are more ready. And at the same time, I saw myself saying, maybe people feel inspired in the page, maybe someone who is struggling, whatever things that I wanted for encoded frequency to go through while I was through COVID and through vaccine and through all the things that I had to go through, because it's not just about getting sick, even though I was the little one. Is your glands go crazy, you sort of have an anxiety because your body it's like in the war zone, literally. And then at the same time you sort of like ask yourself, okay, so now should I vaccinate it or I don't? What is going to happen next? There is like a lot of things like I was battling within myself. And at the same time, what it was so beautiful to me, it was the amount of assistance that all you guys started with donations like out of the blue. So every exam that I need, every MRI, every x-ray, I was just like, okay, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it, because I don't have insurance. And I was able to cover everything without the need of having to ask for it, like I'm gonna have to manifest it. It was sort of like anything I needed, it was just like coming to me, like instantly. Does that make sense? Like somehow, even though it was a painful experience, I was able to be at the quantum field, requiring everything I needed, even the guidance, the comfort, the friend that say, Gretel, where's any healing to you? And all of those things. So it felt good to be supported by the community, not only my own family. And sometimes those experiences are worth it, because for what's coming into Earth, guys, and I don't want to talk about Venus retrograde and all stuff like that, because look, there are different agendas going through. So whatever I can predict to you, whatever Pleiadians experiences, it doesn't matter, because I'm choosing my own universe. You guys choose your own universe. And what really, really, really matters, it is that I think we are learning to go with the flow, to create new solutions for whatever arises. And this is the most important lesson that I learned. I learned really to surrender, to say, higher self, hold me, because in sometimes I didn't know what to do. It was a moment that the doctors misdiagnosed me. It was like an error, and they said, you know what, you're gonna have an attack right now, so go to the emergency room. And I was just like, okay, what's happening? And then they'd say that my body was so stressed out. I was feeling like blood clots in my lungs, so I couldn't breathe. So they thought I could have like an attack, so I was going to the emergency, whatever. And then after hours of waiting and going to the doctor said, no, it's fine, we just need that medicine, whatever. And then I was just like, okay. So sometimes out of the blue, things can happen that we haven't prevented, that are going to bring something that we are required to learn. That's why we choose those things. Beyond if someone should get vaccinated or not, it doesn't matter. I think the first lesson that I learned it is that the universe take my back. Beyond if I was gonna die or not, it doesn't matter. But like everything I needed, it was given to me, and it felt so good. Being into the unknown, and at the same time knowing that from one way or another things would put into place. And I was just like, that's good. So I can allow myself to be into messy, to be into pain, to even feel afraid and scared and not in control. And knowing that everything I'm going to need is going to come one way or another, and that I don't need to figure out what's going to happen next year. It doesn't matter because it's going to come to me, whatever I need. And then that, I think, was the biggest lesson. And then I felt so good. Like saying, you know what? How important it is to trust that even though we don't know things, because it's okay, we don't need to know, it's part of the evolution, we're gonna be okay. And this is the most important thing I wanted to share. For I know that it's going to be the solstice, and I think this solstice meditation pack are the most powerful I have ever channeled. Yes, I feel I can channel on like 24/7. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like being gifted or not being gifted, or being activated or not. It doesn't matter, guys. What matters is going with the flow with whatever it is arising within ourselves, but at the same time around, because everything is moving. We don't know yet how it's gonna be. I saw it. I haven't seen it channeling between guides come and go things, and I'm just like, okay. It's just like I said, it doesn't matter, right? Certain things we think matter, like what's going to happen with the government, is US is going to go into retrograde, what's going to happen with Bitcoin, the economy. It doesn't matter because we are still making our choices. You and I are guides, like hundreds of guys, like at the soul level, everyone is working things out. And there are many different timelines, like from the worst control timeline that people are choosing to step into the mildest one. And it all going to depend, because I saw it like training stations. I don't know if that will make sense. Kind of like New York subway, like you have to pay attention which is yours, and then each train it's slightly different than the other one. But in order for me to be here, maybe I have to be jumping until I'm able to do this quantum jump into this state. And this is what's happening within all of us. So it doesn't matter what the astrology is saying. Definitely astrology is reminding us what we choose. But in reality, it all begins here. My capacity to know that I'm gonna be okay, that I'm an ancient soul, that I'm gonna be taking care, that if even though I'm challenged or I'm in pain or I lose my job or I feel negative or angry or upset, it's part of my jumping to be here. And I want you guys to know that even though we are all changing timeline, guys, this winter solstice, I saw it. It looks like a construction subway Gaia. There are many different things, from horrible darkness to beautiful light. And I saw it kind of like, I don't know if you guys have had in your countries, but I remember when I was looking for university in my high school, we had like kind of like this stand from the universities, kind of like selling us a plan. And then I studied psychology, I didn't finish, but it's kind of like how it looks into Gaia. There are many different journeys and versions about what 2022 is gonna be like for us. And each timeline is going to have a different frequency, a different history, a different evolution, kind of like Mandela effect. Whatever is happening in mine may not be happening in yours. Like, for example, I know a lot of people doesn't like Facebook because of whatever things we all know. But guess what? Facebook donated to me now that I was sick. I got lucky, and then they made like a donation because of the stars that you give, and they like multiplied like for 1,000 stars. It was like a lucky thing, and then it was go straight to the bills, and I was just like, I wasn't even expected. So even though maybe Facebook can have things that we don't like because of certain things, there are good things between Facebook, there are good things between everything, because everything is going to have a light and a dark side, and we are in between choosing in which aspect we will like to explore the evolution of our soul. And it's not about light or dark, it's about whatever I want to experience. Because in my case, I wanted to learn faith, I wanted to be outside of my comfort zone, I wanted to be more connected with my body, I lose weight. It was like it was like a lot of things that COVID gave to me, but most important, feeling supported. Because sometimes as a sensitive people, I tend to isolate, and I tend to like kind of might have like my own world and not connect with people because I'm sensitive or whatever. But I had to be in community. I was forced to do it, and felt good because I don't think light worker happens because I do light language or I channel or whatever. It doesn't matter. This is just a fashion ego thing. It's not about that, guys. It's about having the courage to have faith. It's about having the courage to find peace when you feel afraid. And it's about being able to belong to each other, because we are a community. I'm not gonna ascend alone because I'm ready. We are all going together because sometimes we inspire each other, because sometimes we teach each other, because sometimes we challenge each other, and this is what really is about. So a lot of details, it doesn't matter. Don't get carried around the agenda about worry and uncertainty, because within that uncertainty, I found a lot of magic. And definitely, I'm still bending myself. Sometimes, even though I'm negative COVID, sometimes my body is still like, like forgot to breathe, and I'm just like, like breathing light. It's kind of like, how do I say that? Kind of like learning to be in my body, and learning to bring light and connecting deeper with my higher self. And then my body is changing. And other people, it's like, for me, I wanted to eat meat and I wanted to eat heavy things because I felt like so light. I couldn't find stability, and I kind of wanted like French fries and things like that that I don't normally feel drawn to, but that density, it was bringing balance into my body. Does that make sense? I wanted like ice cream, chocolate, cookies, things that I normally don't like, but my body was asking for it, right? And I said, okay, maybe I should get some tacos. So this part of going with what you need, if you feel like doing like a detox, if you feel like going into a purification, go for it. But I think the most important lesson that I learned is to pay attention to what you need in the moment, and knowing that even though you don't feel in balance, it's all okay. Because I saw myself talking to my guys and said, yes, I wanted that. It's gonna be good because of this and this and this and this. And then when I was in the middle of that, I'm still recovery. mm, Sometimes you complain and said, oh my God, I was so stupid. Why did I choose that? But in reality, beyond the beyond, there is a lot of more positive things that we want to anchor, that we feel that excitement going to the uncertainty into those. It's not about being sorry, Jen, because at the end, the whole overall transforming, and I still don't know how I'm gonna be at the end, because I still feel like channeling. I still recovering. Sometimes I want to do things, and I just feel like going down, because my body is still working out uh, after COVID, right? So I'm still between resting and eating and meditating and whatever I need to do. And this is my own inner journey. And then whenever I finish, a new thing is going to come, and it's fine. So whatever you feel guided to get, or either vaccinated or not, or take care of yourself or not, or go for it or not, just embrace your own journey, because definitely there are many different things to learn from COVID and from pandemic and from all the things that are around. But the first lesson, it is to know that no matter how evolves in your family, because I know there is a lot of people, a lot of person transitioning to, it's all part of the divine plan. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if you guys have any questions, because I just wanted to wait until I could share it without falling apart. Because at some point, just even talking about it and anchoring the pain through my body, I'll just burst like in tears, like right. But it's not about that. It's about whatever you feel guided to do. If you feel guided to do against it, go for it and embrace it, because I'm sure that is going to be something for you to learn from, but at the same time, everyone else in your reality. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to take the advantage that I kind of feel like channeling 24/7. I have recorded the most exquisite meditations, because I just feel like so much light. I just will finding my own balance in 3D, but I just like have to share it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate really those stars that you guys donate to me when you can. Really, Facebook just like multiply it like 100 times and pay to me, and it was just like like I bless Facebook, like oh my God, bless you, because it was just in the moment that I needed. Thank you so much. And check the check the calendars. I'm a little bit like all over the place, but in the winter solstice, I have been channeling the concept of light, and I would like to do a transmission, taking the advantage that I'm like all over the place in the fifth dimension, to help you guys to change timeline. Let me see if I have. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain in the best way that I understand it, and then at the end, what's happening in the winter solstice, and then at the end, I think I will do just a little bit of light language, not to do this video very, very long. Look, guys, every planetary date, like the solstice, the equinox, there are portals that they open for everyone, even the sleeping people, to download new information, upgrading your own contracts, your own goals, whatever you want to. Normal people, because they have their sensitivity sleep, it's not that they are not affected, they are affected, but they are not aware of because it's not part of their journey. But because we are sensitive people, we feel it in so many different ways. For us is the perfect opportunity to access more higher information about what we want to do, our next steps, who are my guys, who are my twin flame, my soulmate. There are a huge recalibration in the twin flame area because of the Venus retrograde. So all those twin flame connections, agreements, I have been doing it myself. I kind of changed the twin flame that I had, and then I saw that I had like 5 possibilities, and I was just like, and then I haven't seen myself doing agreements, and then the last time I dream about it, I had like 2 souls that I haven't met yet in the physical, that we were doing like some questions, right? I remember the one I was asking, like, do you eat meat? So I was just like, what the hell, Gretel? Why are you asking those things? So I haven't seen myself doing those agreements, and I'm sure many other soulmates are doing those agreements. For the ones who resonate with a twin flame connection, with a twin flame journey, with a soulmate journey, whatever you want to call it, all those agreements I haven't seen myself are going to end when Venus ends its retrograde. I think it's like the middle of January. But if you want to get activated, you can do a meditation, you can request, and you can do that at the soul level, as simple as that. If you don't want to have a twin flame connection, but you would like to have a soulmate connection, that also can be activated. The difference it is, a twin flame connection, you share your spiritual gifts, and a soulmate, you don't. Maybe you're gifted, maybe your soulmate, it isn't gifted, so you don't have telepathy, you don't challenge yourself, you don't activate yourself, things like that. This is the only difference, but none is better than the other one. I hope that makes sense. It's just like a type of connection you activate or not. It's not that you are Cinderella and Prince Charming and Bart together. That is all new age bullshit, I think. It's just like a type of connection. You can activate it if you want to, and if you don't, that's it. You can have that dormant, but normally it's a beautiful connection. Kind of like kundalini overloaded experience, like very orgasmic, that teaches you in different areas, that whoever chooses to have that twin flame connection is transformational. It could be physical or it could be no physical. It depends on whatever we choose. But at the same time, we're choosing journeying into New Earth. 2022 is going to be a year of preparation, mastering our own gifts, our own stability. This is what I personally think. Because 2023 is going to be a year of huge awakening on people that hasn't even have any idea they're going to wake up. So 2022 is going to be a little bit challenging in many aspects because it's a year of mastery. A mastery where we are going to really practice the love and life we post a lot. It's easy to say, yes, we're love, I'm compassion, I'm light, but practice it. And this is going to be a year of practice because it's going to be a year 6, right? 2022 is going to be 6. Sex is all about your inner child. It's all about exploration, trying things out. What if this work out? It's not about having a structure or anything. It's about being with the flow at the general level. But at the same time, a child don't always behave like it should behave. You allow yourself to be bad a little bit. You allow yourself to do a tantrum. You allow yourself to be negative, to scream, to have fun, to laugh, because you are discovering who you are and who you want to be. And then 2023 is going to be a year 7. 7 is going to be huge blink spirituality. So before that spirituality gets activated into our levels we have no idea yet, 2022 is going to be a year for us to be empty of all of those programs, fearful programs that doesn't benefit us anymore at all. Things we have been doing over and over and over because we're used to. So enjoy it, go with the flow, be with your own patient. It's very important, I think, for what I'm learning, know how to reconnect. And this is part of what this year I wanted to change and do, like the mastery class. That for the ones that already signed up, we're gonna start on February, the first week of February. So I allow you guys the holidays and stuff like that, so we can start working. The first month is going to be about manifestation. And what manifestation? Because manifestation changes. The laws about law of attraction and stuff like that we'll learn in New Age, it doesn't quite apply anymore, because now everything is instantly, because we are tuning into the quantum self. So the first month is going to be about tuning into that synchronicity where everything I need, I have it without effort. Like now I experience with my medical bills and stuff like that. And then the whole year, for the one who was asking me, I want to teach how to reconnect to yourself, whether you guys would like to be a psychic healer like me or do it for yourself. Because the most important it is that we know how to get our own information in the moment, throughout channeling your Akashic records, throughout channeling you guys, whether you would like to add light language or not, developing our intuition. So this is how this course is going to be. And I wanted to do it very affordable because it's not about the amount, it's about the exchange. And for me, I have done courses before, and one thing that I notice is people procrastinate a lot. That's why sometimes we're not successful, because we don't practice, because we're not committed. So I wanted to do it more personalized. So I actually identify with your guides. What do you need so you connect? What do you need so you can channel? What do you need so you see your guides? More specifically to you guys. So if you guys would like to be with me in this journey, you guys can sign up in the page. I haven't upgraded the date, but we are going to start the first week of February. Is going to, you guys will receive the material the first week. It's going to cost, I think, $59.99. And then we're gonna have one session during the month where your guys and I can create a transmission specifically for you for the theme of the month, so you guys can practice. If you guys would like to master yourself this year, feel resonant with what I do, and would like to join me, it's not going to be a huge group because it's going to be personalized. Save your spot and sign up if you guys want to. But if you don't feel drawn to me and feel drawn to though, there is a lot of people doing things, whether they're free online or you pay for it. Look for something that will give you the stability that you need so you grow your gifts. It could be a lot of things. There are a lot of things for free on YouTube that you guys could use. You guys could join me in the healing circle. You guys can join anyone, but choose something that will give you commitment into your own life, because you guys, we will need this. We will need this because 2020 is going to be a very intense year in many different aspects, according to whatever you choose in your own universe. And then remember, 2022 is going to be a huge awakening in your gifts. And sometimes we need to have that stability and that foundation so we can bring harmony. Harmony, I have learned that needs order and balance in order for us to be more, how do I say, more flowing, I think, with whatever that it is. And with that, I would like to do, I think, a little bit of a short invocation, and then remind us if you would like to sign up for the free. It's gonna be a free channeling. I think it's gonna be Tuesday or Monday. I don't remember, the 21. The winter solstice. You guys can sign up for free, and then we'll just go with the flow. So just let me take a few minutes to do a little bit of light language. I do have dogs barking in the background, so mostly it's going to be just like I would like to ask you guys to step in your higher self and my guides, and I wanted to thank each and every one of you for being here, each and every one of you for the support, and whatever you need right now, as you breathe light into your heart, and in just a couple minutes of light language you're going to download it. Miki ashka sekiara torosoroshke maihinya. Miki ashka te koro siri ashka so maniana. Kitiki kiese kieshka ko. Kieshka te se koro maria serashka koi sikiana. This is you guys. Just allow yourself to tune into the light in your heart in whatever form you can. Let's integrate, cleanse, balance anything that needs to be released, and bring whatever that we need to be in the synchronicity of creator of all that it is. With that, I'm going to ask you guys to grant each of you into the highest light that you can anchor. And with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for the stars, for your comments. I'm going to go through those later. I do appreciate everyone that donate, that send healing, that send Reiki. Thank you so much. It felt very, very good. You really did. If you guys would like to join me, the solstice is gonna be a free transmission. You guys can check in the calendar the time, the date, and the events, and it for free. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.